biggest test. Let's see how far away we can get from the house and see what the speeds are. There is our router, our AI mesh network. Let's take a walk and see how far we can get away with this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk all things engineering, technology, and finance. This particular week we're doing a little bit of traveling and I'm coming to you from my hotel's kitchen. The most important thing to note is, even though I'm traveling, that doesn't excuse me for making sure that you all learn something new in either engineering, technology, or finance. As you saw earlier in the video, we were going to take a look at our AI mesh network and we were going to see what the performance is on that. But before we take a look at that, remember there's 3 things that I need from you. First, make sure you like the content. Second, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And third, share the content with family and friends. Liking the content will make sure that it gets pushed out to other folks so that way they can learn a thing or two. Also, subscribing to the channel, make sure that you don't miss the latest content from our channel. And sharing the content with somebody else to make sure that we don't hoard the knowledge and we help out others. Before we take a deep dive into the AI mesh network and what the performance looked like as you saw earlier in the video, let's jump into what an AI mesh network is, why should you care about it, and then we can jump into the performance and see what we get. Let's take a look and see what an AI mesh network is.
If you have an Asus router, Asus has a feature that's built into the routers that's called AI mesh. This feature allows us to connect multiple Asus routers together so that way they can blanket your whole entire house to make one simple whole home Wi-Fi system. A quick example of how this AI mesh network can work. Let's pretend our mouse is a user using a mobile device in the home. We are on the first floor and the first floor has the wireless router that's connected, and as the user travels through the home, let's say the user goes up to the second floor, and in the second floor he makes a right and goes into the far end corner of the house. This is where the AI mesh feature kicks in that allows the router on the bottom floor to hand off the connection to the router on the top right hand side of the house, so that way the user can experience high quality performance and also as well have a strong signal, as opposed to traditional routers where the further away you move from the router your signal decreases and so does the performance. Now you may be wondering why in the video I was outside if I wanted to test this AI mesh network feature. The router that we chose to go inside the home was the RT-AX89 as shown in the picture. One single router was more than capable of covering the whole home with Wi-Fi, therefore we didn't need to add another one, thus using the AI mesh network. So in order to simulate someone with a really large home that requires multiple routers to work together in order to create an AI mesh network, we decided to get a second Asus RT-AX89X and put it outside and see how well it performs and how my speeds are outside. Keep in mind the speeds that we are paying for from our internet service provider is 400 megabits on the download and 30 megabits on the upload. Now let's jump back into our testing phase to see how well the AI mesh network works and what performance you can expect from the AI mesh network. This will give you an idea of how you can utilize the technology to put in your home to overcome Wi-Fi challenges that you may have.
There is our router, our AI mesh network. Let's take a walk and see how far we can get away with this. Still good coverage. Remember, we're gonna have this side by side so you get to see, but we're gonna continue walking. Let's do a quick speed test, see what we get. Pretty impressive. I still have coverage. Yeah, we still have coverage. 271 megabits down, 40 up. Let's continue walking because we still have coverage. Let's cross this street here. We still have coverage. So as you can see, we're at the end of the street, all the way down towards the stop sign where we have across the street the red Elantra is where the router is located. Let's do a speed test here and see what we get. and we are still getting 252 or 50, about 251 megabits down, and about 42 up, 42.8. We need to test out this network even further. Here we made a turn. Oh, I think we lost coverage now. The house is not even in sight anymore. Oh no, we still have coverage. Let's keep walking. Let's keep walking. Yeah, we lost Wi-Fi coverage. So we lost coverage, and we lost it right around this car here. Man, that's pretty far. That's very far. In fact, actually, we get coverage all the way down the street is what it looks like. And as soon as we make that turn, we lose coverage. So let's take a look at how much speeds we're seeing at the end of the street. So we just ran the download speed. We got 287 megabits per second down. And on the upload, we saw 41.3. I'm telling you, this is very impressive, meaning that if you struggle with Wi-Fi coverage in your house, you can literally set up this AI mesh network with an Ethernet backhaul like you just saw me set up, and you can extend the coverage in your home. Here's where I was. Here's where I ran the test, right behind this Impala. And the house is all the way down over there with the AI mesh network. That is where the AI mesh network is. So let's head back there so you can see. And I'll keep the phone, as you can see here, I'll keep it side by side. So that way you can see that I still have Wi-Fi coverage. And let's do another speed test as I walk so you can see how incredible this is. That is very impressive. Watch as we walk back to the house. Here is our AI mesh router. So as you can see, I walked all the way down the street, all the way to the end, and still was getting very good coverage, very good speeds, quite impressive technology. So if you struggle with Wi-Fi, you need to get this. We just went over AI mesh technology in Asus routers and how you can use that technology to overcome Wi-Fi problems in your home. Not only did we do an overview of the technology, but we also took a look at the performance of the technology. With the incredible performance that you saw, you can easily overcome any Wi-Fi issues that you have in your home. Remember, so you don't miss any information on the latest topics on engineering, technology, and finance, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.